All right, let's jump right in. Today we're doing a deep dive into Singapore.
The Lion City.
Exactly, the Lion City. We've got a couple of sources to guide us.
Okay.
FlightNHotels.com sounds familiar.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's that handy travel booking website.
It makes planning a trip so much easier.
It does. And we've also got this interesting article titled, Discover the Wonders of Singapore, A Journey Through the Lion City.
Catchy.
So if you're thinking about a trip to Singapore,
or even if you're just curious,
this is the place to be. Now, FlightNHotels.com, as I mentioned, helps you book flights and hotels.
Globally?
Right, globally. But they also have some pretty neat features like...
Deals on taxis, I saw that.
Yes. And a section called Get Updates and More.
Ooh, sounds intriguing.
Right. Makes you want to click and explore.
Definitely. For someone like you, always on the go, that kind of one-stop shop is a lifesaver.
It really is. Time is precious.
It is. Now, the article we have paints a vivid picture of Singapore. It's this incredible fusion of old and new, offering something for everyone.
That's what makes it so fascinating, right? Okay, let's talk landmarks.
Ooh, yes.
Starting with the icon, Marina Bay Sands.
That incredible building with the infinity pool.
You've seen pictures.
Oh, more than pictures. I've been lucky enough to see it in person.
Wow. What was it like?
Breathtaking. I was mesmerized by the light and water show, the one they have in the evenings. The city lights reflecting on the water, the music.
It sounds magical.
It truly was. It captures the spirit of Singapore. That blend of innovation and beauty.
Next up, another iconic spot, Gardens by the Bay.
Ah, yes, a must-see.
Those super trees, have you seen them?
I have. It's amazing how they've blended nature and technology, like the flower dome and the cloud forest.
You're right, it's more than just pretty flowers.
Exactly. You've got plants from all over the world in the flower dome.
And then the cloud forest.
With its indoor waterfall. It mimics a real cloud forest environment.
Incredible. Now, for those seeking thrills and entertainment, there's Sentosa Island.
Universal Studios, Singapore. Did I say more?
I think that covers it. But there's also beaches, right?
Yes. Palawan Beach and Siloso Beach. Perfect for relaxing and soaking up the sun.
And don't forget the SEA Aquarium.
One of the largest in the world.
I can only imagine the marine life you can see there.
It's mind-blowing. And, for a bit of fun, the Skyline Luge.
What's that?
Think go-karting, but with stunning views.
Sounds like a blast. All right, stepping back in time now, let's talk about Chinatown.
Rich in history and culture.
Absolutely. The traditional markets, temples.
Like the Sri Mariamman Temple.
The oldest Hindu temple in Singapore.
It's a sensory overload in the best way possible.
I bet. The sights, the sounds.
The smells. So vibrant.
And for animal lovers, there's the Singapore Zoo.
Known for its open-air concept, right?
You got it. Over 2,800 animals from over 300 species.
And the night safari.
Oh, yes. Exploring the animal kingdom after dark.
I hear the lighting is amazing.
They illuminate the animals without disturbing them.
Clever.
It is. Now, how about Little India?
Vibrant. So much to see and do there.
I hear the streets are just bursting with colors.
The shops, the markets, the food stalls.
The smells of spices, the textiles, the handmade goods.
It's an experience for all the senses.
Speaking of senses, what about a different perspective on Singapore? A bird's eye view, perhaps?
The Singapore Flyer. It's a giant Ferris wheel.
The Ferris wheel. Wow, how high does it go?
165 meters.
You're kidding! You must be able to see the whole city.
You can. On a clear day, you can even see Malaysia and Indonesia in the distance.
That's incredible. And for a more relaxed experience, maybe a river cruise.
Along the Singapore River, yes.
You get to see the city lights reflecting on the water.
Historic and modern architecture all lit up against the night sky.
It sounds so peaceful.
It is. A perfect way to unwind after a day of exploring.
Speaking of exploring, our article has some practical tips.
Always helpful.
The best time to visit weather-wise is February to April.
Less humid, that's good to know.
It's still tropical, though, so expect some rain.
Part of the adventure, right?
Exactly. Now, accommodation-wise, you've got options.
From budget-friendly to luxurious, there's something for everyone.
Our article recommends checking out Marina Bay for luxury, Chinatown for a cultural experience, and Sentosa Island for a resort vibe.
And don't forget, FlightNHotels.com can help you find the best deals.
Right, they let you compare prices so you know you're getting a good value.
Essential for those of us who like to travel smart.
Now, getting around Singapore is super easy thanks to their amazing public transport system.
The MRT, right?
The MRT, or Mass Rapid Transit. It's fast, reliable, and connects all the major attractions.
I've heard great things about it.
It's the way to go if you want to navigate the city like a pro.
And if you prefer more flexibility, you've got buses, taxis, and even bicycles.
And ride-sharing apps like Grab are popular too.
It's all about options.
Exactly. Now let's talk about shopping, because Singapore is a shopper's paradise.
Orchard Road.
The ultimate destination for luxury brands and high-end boutiques.
Designer labels galore.
It's the place to be if you want to splurge on some retail therapy.
But if you're looking for something a little more unique,
More local.
yeah, then Bugis Street and the Singapore Flea Market are must-visits.
And finally, the heart and soul of any travel experience, food.
Oh, the food in Singapore.
It's incredible, so diverse, so delicious.
The hawker centers are a must-try.
They're like open-air food courts, right?
Exactly. A melting pot of flavors and cultures.
Hainanese chicken rice, laksa, chili crab, you name it.
It's a foodie's dream come true.
And our article recommends checking out Maxwell Food Center, La Passat, and Chinatown Food Street for some of the best hawker experiences.
Those are on my list.
It should be. We've covered the iconic landmarks, practical tips, and even touched on the amazing food scene.
It's a great overview.
But we're just getting started.
There's more.
Oh, there's so much more to uncover. In the next part, we'll delve deeper into what makes Singapore truly unique and unforgettable.
I can't wait. Back again for more Singapore. It's amazing, right?
Absolutely. Ready to uncover those hidden gems.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You know, reading up on Singapore, I was struck by
Oh, yeah.
their commitment to sustainability and innovation, too.
It's more than just fancy buildings.
So much more. It's about being environmentally conscious, thinking ahead.
Like those super trees we talked about.
Exactly. Solar panels, rainwater harvesting, all built in.
Blending beauty and practicality.
That's Singapore in a nutshell. They have a whole green plan focused on reducing emissions, clean energy.
It's a city with a vision for the future.
Yeah. It's not just about today, it's about tomorrow, which
It makes a difference.
I think so. But there's more to Singapore's uniqueness than just sustainability, right?
Right.
It's that incredible mix of cultures.
A melting pot, they call it.
China, India, Malaysia, Europe, all blended together.
It's amazing how they all coexist. Like in those neighborhoods we talked about,
Little India, Chinatown, yeah.
you can experience different worlds within one city.
And it's not just neighborhoods. It's the food, the festivals.
It's part of their everyday life.
It is.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder about the people themselves, right? What are Singaporeans like?
Good question.
Well, I hear they're known for their warmth, their hospitality.
That's always reassuring when you're traveling.
Makes you feel welcome.
Absolutely. I value that a lot when I'm in a new place.
And it's more than just being polite. They're genuinely proud of their city.
You can sense that, can't
You
you?
can. They want to share their culture with you, make you feel like you're part of it.
Not just a tourist passing through.
More like a guest, a friend.
Yeah. Now, on a practical note,
Sure.
safety and efficiency are always top of mind for travelers.
Rightly so.
How does Singapore fare in those areas?
Very well, actually. Singapore has a reputation for being incredibly safe,
That peace of mind is priceless.
especially for solo travelers, families.
You can relax and enjoy yourself.
Exactly. And efficiency. Top notch. The MRT system is fantastic.
Punctual, clean, easy to navigate.
They've got it down to a science.
And that efficiency seems to extend to everything they do.
From immigration at the airport to just accessing information.
It's impressive.
They make things easy for visitors, that's for sure. And speaking of things that make you happy,
Food.
food. Always a highlight, right?
Absolutely.
We touched on the hawker centers earlier, but Singapore's culinary scene is worth a deeper dive.
More than just street food, though.
Oh yeah, much more. They have Michelin-starred restaurants, charming cafes.
Fine dining one night, hawker center the next.
Exactly. Something for every taste and budget.
And all those different cultural influences.
Chinese, Indian, Malay, European, even fusion.
It's a flavor explosion.
And using fresh ingredients, traditional recipes, it's a culinary adventure.
I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. But, you know, there's something our article didn't explicitly mention.
What's that?
The idea of slow travel.
Interesting. Singapore might seem like a fast-paced destination,
All those attractions, things to see and do.
but I think there's a real opportunity to experience it differently.
To slow down, savor the moments.
Instead of rushing from one landmark to the next.
Yes, sometimes it's about just being present.
Imagine spending a morning just wandering through a local neighborhood.
Soaking it all in.
Having coffee at a local cafe, chatting with a shopkeeper.
Getting away from the tourist crowds.
Exactly. It's about immersing yourself in the local rhythm of life.
Experiencing Singapore beyond the surface.
Connecting with its heart and soul.
And that's a valuable lesson no matter where you travel.
Slowing down, appreciating the small moments.
It's a reminder that travel isn't just about checking things off a list.
It's about creating meaningful experiences, making connections.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. Iconic landmarks, cultural insights, sustainable travel, even the art of slowing down.
Quite a journey.
But there's one crucial element we haven't fully addressed.
What's that?
The personal touch. We've talked about what Singapore offers, but what about what the traveler wants?
Excellent point. We've provided the information, but ultimately it's up to each individual to decide what kind of experience they want.
To make it their own.
Exactly. It's about taking all this and crafting your own Singapore story.
And that's what we'll explore in our final segment. How to personalize your Singapore adventure to make it truly unique and unforgettable.
That's exciting.
Back for the final leg of our Singapore journey.
Ready to personalize that adventure.
Absolutely. We've seen the highlights, but now it's about you, the traveler.
What kind of Singapore experience are you dreaming of?
Are you drawn to those modern marvels, the futuristic side of Singapore?
Or maybe you're more of a culture enthusiast, eager to explore temples and traditions.
Or perhaps you're a foodie, ready to dive into that amazing culinary scene.
Singapore has it all, and more. It's like a blank canvas, ready for you to paint your own travel masterpiece.
I like that analogy. So let's say you're passionate about architecture and design.
Oh, Singapore's a visual feast in that regard.
You could spend days just exploring Marina Bay sands.
The gardens by the bay, with its super trees and biodomes.
And don't forget those hidden architectural gems tucked away in neighborhoods like Tiong Bahru.
Ah, yes, those beautiful Art Deco shophouses. A glimpse into Singapore's past.
If history and culture are more your thing, Singapore's got you covered.
Imagine tracing the footsteps of early Chinese immigrants through the bustling streets of Chinatown.
Or immersing yourself in the vibrant heritage of Little India.
Those colorful temples, the aromatic spice markets, it's an experience.
And for a historical depth dive, you could visit Fort Canning Park.
From colonial trading post to modern metropolis, it's all there.
Now, nature lovers might be surprised by what Singapore has to offer.
Beyond the urban landscape, there's a commitment to preserving nature.
You could spend a peaceful afternoon at the Singapore Botanic Gardens.
A UNESCO World Heritage Site, no less.
Or escape the city buzz on Pulau Ubin, a rustic island with a slower pace of life.
I remember cycling through those tranquil trails, feeling like I'd stepped back in time.
And of course, we can't forget those incredible wildlife encounters.
The Singapore Zoo, with its open concept enclosures.
Or the night safari, observing nocturnal animals under the stars.
A chance to connect with the wild side of Singapore.
And then there's the food. Whether you're a street food enthusiast or a fine dining aficionado.
Singapore's culinary scene is an adventure in itself.
From hawker centers to Michelin-starred restaurants, it's a feast for the senses.
The key is to tailor your trip to your own interests and passions.
Don't feel pressured to see everything or stick to a rigid itinerary.
Embrace the freedom to explore at your own pace.
Let your curiosity guide you, and don't be afraid to venture off the beaten path.
Travel is a personal journey of discovery.
Singapore provides the backdrop, but you are the artist.
Paint your own masterpiece. Create your own story.
So as you plan your Singapore adventure, ask yourself, what am I seeking? What do I want to experience?
And remember, FlightNHotels.com can help you with the practicalities.
Finding the best deals on flights and accommodations.
So you can focus on crafting the perfect Singapore experience for you.
Singapore awaits, ready to unfold its magic and reveal its secrets.
To those who approach it with an open heart and a thirst for discovery.
Happy travels, everyone.
Happy travels.